and paper to like release so it can lose its power over me. So a few years back with some of the violence that, and which really has always been happening, but it's in the forefront for us a lot of times, some of the violence that's been happening against Black bodies. So I wrote this thing up and I wanted to title it. It was just kind of an entry. It was titled White Fear, Black Rage, right? And so in that, I was kind of explaining why white fear and why Black rage. So I don't even know which way to start right now. You all kind of like how I conceptualize this fear and this rage. So I think I'll start with, and I want to make sure we get into the breath that we need to take to release this from our bodies. I want to take us to our firepower breath. But first, let me kind of give y'all a backdrop of like the white fear or the Black rage. Let me see which one I want to start with. And I'm looking at what I wrote a few years back, but I'm also looking at notes that I wrote because it's like, there's so much going on. I don't know where to start. So let's first start with chronic stress and start with the experience of chronic stress and being the lived experience of Black people in this country experiencing chronic stress, right? Let's start with that. Here we go. So each time we see images like this young man being killed or somebody pulling up the situation of a Black body being killed, we are being re-traumatized. When we have witnessed someone experiencing violence or anger, when we sit and observe that, you all know because of mirror neurons, we don't know, our brain doesn't know that that's not real and that's not happening before us today. That's why I'm always very careful about what TV shows I watch. I don't watch violent stuff and I really can't handle it because in actuality, the brain doesn't know that that's not real. The brain and the body experiences that as a real thing happening before us. So each time we watch and we see things like this or we hear things like this, remember I told you all that stress comes in through our senses, our organ senses. So when we hear and we see things, the brain doesn't know that that's not real, that that's not happening right now. So immediately we have this experience with our senses, right? Let me keep going. So when we are violated, like as an individual or a group of people or people groups, the brain doesn't know that that's not real, that another person is having that. But when this happens, there's this backlog of anger that builds up, right? It builds up over time. And a lot of times, and why people get so angry, like right now, everybody's feeling this anger. It's almost like it's this bringing back up of this anger. And if our anger is subdued, which it usually is, when our anger is subdued, our fire and our rage grows, right? So let me just first say this, and you'll connect this together. Trauma, when we experience trauma, it's a loss of our voice, choice, and power. So for a lot of people of color, that's exactly what they feel like they've lost. And that's where the rage comes from. So as a human, as an individual, this loss of voice, choice, and power is traumatizing. So I'm going to this point of the rage, y'all, right? So let me keep going. So when our anger is subdued, our power is subdued. And then the fire and the rage grows, right? And left unattended or unexpressed, fire can become detrimental to our systems. And how do we see that show up, y'all, in Black people? High rates of diabetes, high rates of high blood pressure. I mean, just think about it. Sarcoidosis. Oh, there's my timer. I don't even know if I'm gonna make my 7-minute cutoff, y'all. But sarcoidosis, but then even addictive behaviors, right? So going back to that fire, right? And emotions that don't have a channel for expression creates this heat and tension in our bodies. So there's this rage that comes up. And I was thinking about some of the expressions that I've read, like on social media, where people are talking, where they say things like, I'm so furious, or, and I'm going to say this, y'all, I'm so fucking mad. Like people are mad. And just feeling that way is it's expressing their fire, right? This anger, this subdued fire that's within. And so people are essentially experiencing this as a re-traumatizing, right? And I'm trying to see y'all. So it's almost like a genocide of people, right? And then the chronic stress is when it keeps going. Like even after that event happens, it's lasting. So let's go back, y'all, to what I said about we have 7 generations of lineage within us. I want y'all to think about your ancestors from 1801, right? What were your people doing in 1801? Were your people being oppressed, or were they the oppressors? And sadly, that's still within you. Sadly, y'all, I got both sides within me. And y'all know what? We have to find resolve in that, right? So while on one hand, I have this side in me that has been oppressed, I also have this side in me that was the oppressor. So we have these generations within us. So y'all, I kind of touched on the black rage. Let me touch on the white fear. I'm gonna try to do it quickly, y'all. So touching on the white fear. So sometimes I teach about unconscious bias, right? And when I go into the schools, often I teach about unconscious bias. And I try to set it up and frame it for them so they can understand and really connect to this experience. A lot of times people have to feel it for themselves. So I'm trying to get people to feel it. So let me shift from this black rage to this white fear. Here's the story. Any of you are firstborn? Anybody in here a firstborn? So y'all think about the firstborn baby, right? Let's think about what happens in the life of a firstborn baby. Any of y'all, if y'all firstborn or if you had a firstborn baby, y'all know what happens? The world is all about them, right? So y'all think about them sweet firstborn babies. When they come into this world, all of us are going crazy over them. We're celebrating them. Everything we do is based around them. Anything we plan, it's all about them. And that's the way that they're socialized, right? That's the way that they receive it. So think about y'all firstborn kids. Y'all know how it felt, right? To be the firstborn, or think about when you have a firstborn, right? So you have this firstborn. Y'all stay with me because I want you to see this connection. You have this firstborn, and they're socialized to see that they're the only one in the world that matters, because that's truly what we have them seeing, right? So if you are socialized to see that you're the only one in the world that matters, let's think about when that secondborn comes along, right? When that secondborn comes along, rightfully so, you probably feel a little threatened. You feel a little fear of like, oh man, they getting all my attention. Now things are shifting. I'm losing my power, or just this sense of like thinking that the world is all about me. So getting to this white fear, y'all, I think that's what Mother America did to us. So Mother America has socialized and created this environment where our white family members, they think they're the only ones in the world that matter. They have been socialized to believe that they are all that matter. So let me get to that white fear. So our white brothers and sisters, and I'm not saying everybody, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying everybody. But a lot of times it's like Mother America has socialized white people to only see that they are the ones that matter. They're the only ones that even, it's just nobody else matters, right? So y'all stay with me because I'm talking about the white fear. Now, think about where fear comes from. And this loss of sense of, you fear losing control or power or being on top. Like when we think about a hierarchy, right? Y'all think about that? So then if you're the one that's been told you're all that matters, socialized that way, not just through the educational system, but through religion. Y'all know, and I ain't touching on nobody's toes, but y'all know when all of us sitting there worshiping a white Jesus and saying, oh, white, and praying to a white Jesus, that there's a socialization in that white people are here and anybody else is here. I'm just saying, I'm not attacking anybody. Please know I'm not attacking anybody. I just want y'all to kind of understand this with me and conceptualize this with me. So and that's why I tell people you can't be mad about how Donald Trump acts, because Donald Trump is being exactly who he was socialized to be. That's all he is. So why are we mad about that? The rage that's within us is this loss of sense of control, voice, and power, right? But y'all know what? We can't do it without each other. We can't find resolve without each other, without the people that are being attacked and the attackers. Both have to find resolve, because the fear is guiding one group and the rage is guiding another group, right? Y'all with me? So still trying to calm down, y'all, and talk about this. I want to offer us this firepower breath, because I see a lot of Black people that are just like, they're fucking mad, right? Because it's bringing it all back up. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I hope that was clear to y'all. I'm trying to see what else. Because in reality, I was thinking about this morning, and I talked to y'all about this radical act of sanity yesterday by sitting with yourself. It's important that we all recognize this rage in our body and know that we need to release. Like sometimes there's no more namaste. Like everybody's like, no, forget that. I ain't got no namaste. I ain't got no calm. In reality, we do need to release through our senses, right? We need to dance, drum, release in a healthy manner. And we also need to be able to sit still and allow ourselves to be this locus of sanity. So right now, if I could sit and calm down and find peace, I'm already making the world a better place. And you know what? When I do that, I'm able to find solutions and next moves, right? So that rage is only going to take me so far if it's unharnessed. But I need to turn that rage into my power, lining my power up with my intentions and lining that up with my next move, right, y'all? So you can only do that when you're sitting and you calm that fire down and you be this locus of sanity. Y'all get me? Y'all with me? Y'all with me? All right. All right, y'all. I can go on about this topic forever, but I want to calm down and offer you all a fire power breath, because I want us to actually practice this and feel this in our bodies. Let me check and see if there's any more comments that I had that I wanted to share with y'all. Importantly, I want you all to remember that while we carry 7 generations past, we also carry 7 generations forward. So this firepower, this work that we need to do right now, it's not just to clear out some stuff from the past. It's for our future, y'all. It's for what's being carried into our grandchildren, our children's 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 children's, okay? And we want to clear some of this stuff out, some of this old stuff, right? So y'all make a commitment to that. I know I always think about, and I always say this to people, and I think it's connected to the fact that Malaya, my middle daughter, is my fire, right? I always tell people that. I say this baby girl, she got fire in her. She could either make it just or set the bug on fire. And I'm always trying to figure out how to harness that. But y'all, I have this vision. Sometimes when I'm sitting in my locus of sanity, when I'm sitting, I have this vision of being in a circle with all of Malaya's great granddaughters, right? And I'm sitting with them, and it's just so life-giving. It is so beautiful. Every time I think about it, I want to cry. So thinking about this work, this firepower, these things that we got to do, you got to think about it. It's for our generations to come, right? So we have to somehow end this white fear, black rage. Okay, y'all? Y'all ready for the firepower breath? All right, where did I write it down? I got so much stuff here. Where did I write it? Hold on. Okay, here it is, y'all. Here we go. So right now, I want you to close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. And here's your first affirmation for this. And I want you to say this out loud, or you can say it inside, right? Because I know y'all feeling this right now. I know y'all feeling that rage for these little black babies. These beautiful, beautiful black babies that fear for their lives. Our cousins, right? Our sons, our family members, our uncles, everybody. So right now, here's your affirmation. I release my fire and transform it into power. That's your affirmation today. This fire that you have, that you're so effing mad, so tired of it. I release that fire and I turn it into power, right? So that's your affirmation, and we're going to start this breath. So with your eyes closed, family, I want y'all to breathe into the areas of your body that are hot, fiery, or inflamed right now, right? So everybody just start breathing into those areas. And then I want you to start expanding into that pain or tension. And this isn't just for people of color. I want everybody to do this. Expanding into the sensations of that pain and that tension. And then you all have done this sigh it out breath with me before. I want you to take your breath in and then exhale through this wide open mouth like this. Right? And I want you to imagine that your breath is a bright red and hot flame coming from your body, right? It's like you're fogging up a mirror. So everybody take a breath in And then, right? Now, while you're doing that, y'all, relax your jaw. You can use a gentle to help yourself exhale now. So everybody breathe in, relax your jaw, and just go, right? If you need to do another fire breath where you just feel that sensation all through your body, breathe in, feel it in your body. And then if you need to just open the mouth and like it's just like fire coming from you, you're welcome to do that. And I want you all, make sure as you exhale and you push that out, do it from your belly, not necessarily from your throat. I want you to pull it and do it from your belly. That's where your power is, right? Do it from your belly. Take a breath in and then, y'all with me? And you can stay with this. You can practice this until the fire dissipates, y'all. Until that fire calms down and you're shifting that fire into power, right? And the last thing I want to say about this is that power has answers in it, y'all. And that's why it's important for us to sit with ourselves, right? That power, that fire, it all has answers within it. So instead of letting this rage just take over us and we succumb to it and we go do something with, this violent act in reaction to it, go find out what you're supposed to do that's really going to bring resolve to your generations to come, to your great granddaughters and grandsons. Okay, y'all? All right, y'all. I went over. It's true. But that's just what happened. I'll see y'all tomorrow.